Fine. So we'll continue now. So here we can see that because of all these things, like because of this, the unique structure and unique composition of the atmosphere, like in some layer the temperature is increasing, in some layer the temperature is decreasing, in some layer the temperature is pausing. So, and again the percentage of the gases, that is percentage of the gases, like what you can say that nitrogen, all these things are, or what you can say all these things leads to what you can say the existence of the life of the earth. So the mesosphere helps in burning the meteors. It do not allows the meteors to fall on the surface of the earth. It do not allows the meteors to what you can say collide to the surface of the earth, and that is what is the significance of the mesosphere. Now the next sphere is ionosphere. So ionosphere lies between 80 kilometer to 400 kilometer above the surface of the earth. And why this is called as ionosphere? Because we know majority of the gases are in the molecular form. So anyone knows what is the difference between molecular and like ionic form? Anyone from the chemistry background or science, physics background? That what is the, like when any gases or any elements is in the ions, or whether it is in the molecule form. So what is the difference between these two? Rupali, are you there? Okay, chaliye. Ions means what? Ki whenever like for example hydrogen gas. Now hydrogen gas, when they are joined together, then it is called as gas. But when it is separate, like when it is in the ionic form H++, then it is called as what you can say the ionosphere. So here above the 80 kilometer and between 400 kilometer, the gases are are available in the ions. They are not in the molecular form, and since they are in the form of ions, they are electrically charged, whether they are positive charged and or they are negatively charged, depending upon the number of electrons available at the last what you can say the octet, or what you can say the last orbit of the element. That is what is mentioned. Now we don't need to go into the detail of that thing. We just need to remember is that here in this ionosphere, the gases are formed in the ionization form. So that is what is mentioned here, that at this level the ionization of the atmosphere begins to occur. Here the elements are found in the form of free ions, and that is why it is called ionosphere. It has electrically conducting layers which make shortwave radio transmission possible over long distances, and that is the reason we know that majority of the satellites, majority of the radio broadcasts of the satellites are put up in the ionosphere, because this ionosphere, this electrically conducted layer, helps in radio wave transmission. So radio waves transmitted from the earth are reflected back by this layer. So modern artificial satellite is used here. Can anybody tell me what is the natural satellite of the earth? Which is the natural satellites of the earth? Satellite of the earth. Why others are not able to join? Like only 12 have joined now. Okay, am I audible to all of you? Hello? Hello?
Yes. Yes, sir, audible.
Audible. So, what is the natural satellite of the earth?
Earth, moon.
Yes, moon is a natural satellite. Now, why it is called a satellite? Satellite म्हणजे काय? Yes, Yasmin, what is satellite? Or why moon is called a satellite of the moon earth? Yes, Ritika, are you there? Ritika,
Yes,
Swati. Yes, why moon is called a satellite? What is the meaning of satellite? Like moon is a satellite of the earth. It means what?
because it revolves around the sun, and that's why.
Yes, it revolves around the sun. Why it revolves around the sun?
Because of the gravitational pull that the Earth has around it.
Okay, because earth attracts moon towards itself and moon is trying to move outwards. So here an equilibrium force is created, and because of that it is moving around what you can say the moving around the surface, and that is what is called a satellite. So anything which revolves around what you can say around one particular what you can say the thing, then it is called as satellites. So we have satellite cities as well. So we will see about what is the meaning of satellite cities. But anyways, there are some artificial satellites also. So the modern artificial satellites launched in the upper strata of the atmosphere as well as balloons are used to transmit back to the Earth valuable information regarding the conditions of the atmosphere. So maximum satellites are put into the ionosphere, and this ionosphere helps in telecommunication devices. It also helps in mobile devices, like transmission of the waves of the mobile devices, then all telecom devices. Example like direct to home satellite systems are also put up in this ionosphere because of the free ions which are available in this layer. Now the last layer is called as exosphere, which is also called as thermosphere, because the temperature increases tremendously. It keeps increasing, increasing, and increasing. So coming back to the picture here, we can see that here the temperature decreases. At propopause, it again rises. Then again it starts decreasing in the mesosphere. Then again it starts rising in the thermosphere. So it starts increasing and increasing and increasing. So it increases tremendously, and that is why it is called as thermosphere. So the density at the thermosphere is very low, and the temperature increases with the height. Temperature becomes around 5568 degrees Celsius. Imagine it could be the situation at the thermosphere. So that is the reason you must have seen there was one movie recently called Mangalyaan or Mission Mangal something, in which Akshay Kumar was in the lead. So in that movie, we have seen that whenever a satellite is being, or whenever a robot, or whenever a yarn is put up in any particular, what you can say, the planet, then when it reaches to that particular thermosphere, the temperature rises very high, and we need to maintain that. We need to, what you can say, fight with that rising temperature. That is the reason. Recently there was one failed mission of the India where we were trying to what you can say, land. I guess Chandrayaan, was it Chandrayaan 2? I guess Chandrayaan 2.
Chandrayaan 2.
Yeah, Chandrayaan 2. Why the Chandrayaan 2? What you can say, the Chandrayaan 2 got failed because what happens is when we're trying to, what you can say, put up the Chandrayaan on the surface of the moon, then because of the increasing resistance, it got burst. It got, what you can say, burned. So exosphere has a very high temperature, and whatever the satellites or whatever the missiles which we launch, we need to have such material which can, what you can say, which can resist such high temperature. So that is what is mentioned. The temperature is around 5568 degrees Celsius. This layer merges with the outer space, and the lowest air pressure is there on the exosphere. So there is no any significance of the exosphere. Why exosphere is mentioned? Because it has a different characteristics of increasing the temperature, and that is why it is mentioned here. Fine. So these are all the characteristics and structure and composition of the atmosphere. You will go and check it out today. You will go also check it out in the Wikipedia. What is the significance of all these types of, what you can say, atmosphere? Fine. So today we will stop it here. Tomorrow I'm going to discuss the next very, very important topic, that is called as the weather and what you can say, the climate. So tomorrow I will be starting this topic. So you watch it again. You go and check it out, how the questions are being framed on the structure and composition of the atmosphere. I think no direct questions have been asked in last 2-3 years in UPSC, but other competitive examination do ask questions about the importance or significance of the various layers of the surface of the earth. They do also ask questions about the composition of the various gases, that how much percentage of the nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide is available in the earth's atmosphere. So any doubts?
No.
Gitanjali,
No.
any doubts about the atmosphere?
No.
Okay, so revise it once again, and tomorrow we'll continue. Fine, Venkat?
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'll stop it here. Tomorrow we'll continue.
Okay, sir.